Samuel Adams. Savor the flavor responsibly.
Hello, welcome to Highly Questionable. The greatest complaint I get around here is, where the hell is Poppy? I want more Poppy on this show. You are a fat nothing, but what about your father? Where's he at? So on Halloween, you've got one Poppy here, but we got multiple Poppies for you today. We've got a cornucopia of weirdly, we've got a weirdly Poppy Poppies. They look just like him. And as an added bonus, we have the actual Poppy, the real Poppy. Let's see what he's wearing. What's Poppy wearing today?
You guys are all dressed up like me for Halloween. What if
That's right.
I'm going to get you all back?
Okay, he's going to get us all back. He's not in costume yet, but vengeance on his mind. Let's get started.
Would the Falcons be kind of good if they didn't choke away so many games this season?
Okay, not just choke them away, but in historic, breathtaking fashion 3 different times in a way that made us just simply think that they are losers for eternity and have been losers since they lost that 28-3 lead against the Patriots. I'm going to defer to Mina on this one, though. She studies film, and she ends up looking at all of these numbers. I'm just going by feel. By feel, I told you yesterday, I kind of feel like the Falcons are better than the Bears, that the Falcons, if I had to play a game and win tomorrow, that I would be less likely to beat the Falcons than the Bears, and I'd certainly be trailing late even if I did beat the Falcons. So you tell me, Mina, because I do think the Falcons are a score here and there away from being good, a bounce away from being Cleveland or Buffalo or one of these 5-2 teams.
Well, Cleveland is a good point of reference because they're 5-2, but they actually have a worse point differential than the Falcons. So you're right in that respect. They are much better than their record. Mateo Ryan, would Poppy call him that? I don't. Mateo Ryan is 10th in QBR. The pass rush is actually decent. The problem is they're hamstrung by conservative play calling. There are holes on their defense, and they're just straight up cursed. Like, I know I'm supposed to give hardcore NFL analysis here, and I can try, but honestly, they're clearly cursed, okay? And this is relevant because the Falcons are in an interesting position. They're not like the Jets where they're going to go into the draft and the obvious thing to do is to take Trevor Lawrence. They might have a high draft spot and also not want to part ways with their very expensive quarterback. It's complicated. There's not really an obvious path for the Falcons, which, again, cursed.
Yeah, I mean, that's all fair. I want to make it even simpler, though. I think this is the worst question this show has ever asked. And that is a lot to say because this show recently asked the question of, do you question whether this Ducks strategy is sustainable? This is worse than that because asking, what if the Falcons didn't choke? Would they be good? Is asking like, man, if you took like hydrogen out of water, would it be wet? Like, why are we even contemplating this? The only thing I could say...
We're contemplating it because there was a game last night and we're contractually obligated to talk about this stuff.
But I will say this...
Wait. Your approach to the question, as by the way has often been on NFL questions you don't want to answer lately, is just to punt it to me. I just want to make that clear. That is what you did with that question. So don't go all high and mighty.
Because it's a bogus question, because he's totally right. I'd rather be out here answering questions about whether a duck is sustainable than whether a falcon is.
But I will say this for Matt Ryan, who did win this game last night. When the fourth quarter came around, I was truly shocked that we did just not see him go.
Oh, wow. He's a method actor now. A tickle in his throat. He's a method actor. You got to hold it. Yeah, it's going to get even better. Yes, you got to both hands. You got to use both hands.
You got to lean back. You got to do
Daniel
both hands.
Gonzalo, let's go. You got to be. Yes. There's got to be more wheezing.
Oh, God. It looks like you. Dad,
your wig's going to fall off.
Who do you have more faith in this weekend? Big Ben or Lamar Jackson?
All right, so a lot of fun games this weekend, and one of the many things that I've marveled as football has had its outbreaks is that these games that we're watching on Sunday, many of them with no fans, are such an excellent televised experience that it feels really normal to watch football games. The crowds aren't there, and watching these games feels super normal. And now what feels super normal is in the middle of a pandemic and the middle of the season, holy bleep, here is a game between two teams we know to be good that harken to the past when you had these rivalries between Eddie George and Ray Lewis, because you know they're very physical teams and they can beat you a lot of different ways. I'm not going to respect the question, though. What I'm going to do here is punt it over to Mina Bobby.
Oh my gosh, I am so pumped about this game. I could not be looking forward to it anymore. I will respect the question and talk about the quarterbacks because these are two of the better defenses in the NFL, and they're defenses that love to blitz. And that particular matchup favors Ben Roethlisberger because he has been getting the ball out so quick this year. He's not really been throwing it deep. He's been more of a point guard, stretching the field horizontally. He's been excellent against the blitz. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson has struggled against the blitz, which is different from last year, in which he was much better throwing under pressure. All of that said, I kind of like the Ravens in this one because they're coming off of the bye. They've had time to make adjustments, and they have been laser focused on this particular game. I cannot wait to see what sort of changes they've come up with on offense.
I believe Mina's enthusiasm. That is terrifyingly genuine. I want to respect the question also, though, but in a different way. The question apparently is, do you have more faith in Big Ben or Lamar Jackson specifically? And with all due respect to Ben Roethlisberger, who has been excellent, in 2020, in this year, in the modern era of whatever we're in, I can't not pick Lamar Jackson here. Like, just visually speaking, athletically speaking, Ben Roethlisberger is great. But that's like asking me, hey, who do you think is going to be a better quarterback this weekend? This giant ottoman or this motorcycle? Give me the motorcycle. I don't care about his blitz numbers. I just know that he moves around and looks, he's incredible. Ben Roethlisberger, I still don't know how he's standing upright.
Why did you go with ottoman? I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on that. Like, an ottoman isn't even big.
Oh,
it's just
maybe
wide, cumbersome. It doesn't move easily when you're moving it with your friends.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. And by the way, sorry, Mina, that you have a broke boy ottoman.
Should we expect Tua to play as well as Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow in his debut this weekend?
Okay, they have raised the bar to a high place, and the Dolphins, who are watching Tua in practice and saying that after a couple of blowouts with Ryan Fitzpatrick playing, that this is the right time to chase the playoffs, are telling you that they think that he is ready to enter that class. They think that he is ready to be something that looks like hope and like greatness. And I will tell you that South Florida has not had this feeling here in a very long time. There was excitement over a broken Dante Culpepper when they decided not to go with the Drew Brees years that they could have had. Chad Pennington ended up finishing second in the MVP race for the Dolphins, but across 20 years, 2 decades, basically this century, the Dolphins haven't won a playoff game. This guy represents that kind of hope, and he represents that kind of hope right now, this season, today.
But hold on, that is such a dangerous thing to say, Dan, because number one, Ryan Fitzpatrick, by all the modern metrics, of course, top 10 quarterback so far this season. That's where the bar is. It's actually quite high. The second thing, though, is that people are seeing this as this immediate payoff on superstardom and hope. It's not that. Looking at this story more closely, what this is the DNA of a team that everybody thought was tanking last season. The reason they're playing him now is because they need him to get experience. They are sacrificing some security in the present for the future. So it may be logical and rational and reasonable on that level. But the idea of, hey guys, this weekend, you're going to see a guy who is as good as these other quarterbacks, who is ready to do what Ryan Fitzpatrick, let alone what Joe Burrow has done. That to me that's backwards. You're going to have to wait probably longer than you'd like because he's actually not better than Ryan Fitzpatrick right now.
But he can be as good as Joe Burrow, who's in a comparably challenging situation. I like Tua. I think he is a great fit for this particular offense under Chan Gailey. He is athletic. He gets the ball out super quickly. You're going to see a ton of RPOs. They're going to spread out the field, all of that. However, I wish he wasn't playing this weekend against Aaron Donald, right? Like, it feels like playing a video game and starting at level 9 when he should be out there gathering coins and health points and talking to villagers. Instead, he is facing the final boss immediately. I am concerned, and I hope people reserve judgment based on this very challenging matchup.
That's an important point she's making there, Pablo, because the thing that you would want more than anything in that sport outside of a quarterback who represents the hope that Tua does is pressure up the middle. It will short circuit anybody. It'll short circuit Tom Brady. There isn't a quarterback in the league, not any of them, that can handle pressure up the middle. Mahomes goes to the outside to get away from it.
Yeah, you don't want to start off, by the way, just playing Mortal Kombat. Like, maybe work yourself in with, I don't know, some Mario Kart, some Tetris even. Like, you don't want your debut to possibly, because of Aaron Donald, be a fatality.
I am so much older than both of you. Like, I got past Bald Bull and all the Mike Tysons before you get to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, who's in his 50s now, Mike Tyson was the guy that represented the things you're talking about. You don't start with Tyson as a defensive tackle.
Dan, do you know what Mortal Kombat is?
I do know. I'm going to finish you right now. Mina out here thinking I'm actually Poppy just because my disguise is so good. Poppy has no idea what Mortal Kombat is, but he does have vengeance on his mind. He doesn't like our costumes. What's he doing to make fun of us?
Oh, come on.
Here is this thing. If I may, I like to make this topic about myself. I refuse to watch the game this week in solidarity with my good friend, my brother and my soulmate, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I invented fish magic. Ryan and I hang out every weekend. We FaceTime every day. Did you know we both went to Harvard, which is a better school than Yale, where Mina went? Oh. I also invented trusted process. I invented that after I went to Harvard.
It's a good impersonation. I fear future vengeance. Mina, I'm scared for you, but I'm more scared for you.
I'm sorry. This show is so low budget. They just printed out a piece of paper that said Harvard.
That's right.
Low budget, but in his defense, completely accurate on all counts.
Coming up next on my son's TV show.
So I was the first victim of Poppy, but I've been told that someone else is up next.
Oh, no, not me.
I'm done.
Do you question if Devontae could have gotten away with this?
Pablo, I'm an old man. I don't understand how the Zoom works. The Zoom is complicated. People are always freezing on the Zoom. Explain this story to the old man who doesn't understand how the Zoom works. What did Davante Adams do to a reporter?
Basically, if you're a young person, you know that there are a lot of tech support issues. So Davante Adams tried to get one over on some beat writer somewhere on a call.
Jason Wilde.
Hey, Devontae, can you hear me?
Sorry, next up.
I hear my hair. I'm joking. I got you. I hear you, Willie. What's up, man?
Thanks. My heart dropped.
That is the most personality I've ever seen out of Davante Adams. It's also the first time I've ever seen him not wearing a helmet. So I wouldn't recognize, honest to God, Davante Adams if he came up and kissed me at a supermarket wearing his jersey. But now we've got laughter at Davante Adams because he did a little funny.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to say something.
No, Pablo's doing the joke there. See, he's joking like he froze. I think he's doing that. Mina, you missed the joke? Mina, really? You missed the joke?
How are you the oldest person here, Mina? How are
is that
you
possible?
the oldest person here?
Jesus, Mina.
I was trying to be a good teammate. Are you doing it again? Is he doing it again? Are you doing the joke a second time?
He's good at it. He's better at it than Davante Adams is. He's good at it.
I will say, that was particularly like playful, and Jason Wilde, who I know seemed amused by it, but another reporter covering the Cowboys was recently, I don't want to say humiliated, but this went a lot more poorly for this. You stop it. I know you guys are, stop it. This isn't, it's not even that funny, okay? Throw to the Cowboys call.
Getting back to
I can't stop from blinking.
Given the trend of slow starts, is that something that you take a look at, seeing whether or not you tweak how you structure the practice week, or is that something that's off the table? God.
Someone didn't like the question, huh? I just wanted that wasn't me. So. Jesus.
That's what he was thinking on the inside, though. That is absolutely the sound that was happening around McCarthy's heart. It absolutely was.
Oh, Pablo's still doing it.
I love Pablo. You know what? I would.
Why did you throw to a clip?
It's so hard not to blink. I lasted like 10 seconds.
So I was the first victim of Poppy, but I've been told that someone else is up next.
Oh, no, not me.
I'm Dan. I also don't know how to use Zoom. I never learned because I'm such a rebel. Also, the plays the gladiator game. Zoom makes the antiseptic cathedral of football even more antiseptic. Wow, that's good. I should use that in my next essay. And while I got the floor, I would like to talk about the NBA in China.
That's pretty good. Mina, you better stop laughing because I think they saved you for last. Mina, you better stop laughing.
Samuel Adams, from Boston with love. Savor the flavor responsibly. Part of Happy Hour. Tomorrow at noon on ABC, Boston College and #1 Clemson.
He's very excited there. Trevor Lawrence, Clemson fans have to be worried about him and his health. He was one of the leaders in bringing them back. And now the structural integrity of who's good, who's not good might take a hit because this quarterback is out, or maybe not because the new quarterback for a loaded Clemson looks a little something like this. He is giant and he's hard to tackle.
That's a 250-pound true freshman quarterback.
He is 250.
And growing because, as they mentioned there, that is a freshman at Clemson. Look at how much bigger he is than his teammates there. Pablo, are you intrigued?
I am very intrigued. We should say his name at some point. I learned how to pronounce it very recently. DJ Uiagalelei. That's who that kid is, Samoan from California. And by the way, the other people who are very intrigued by this, everyone on the college playoff committee who desperately wants Clemson to win against BC and against Notre Dame. So they don't have to figure out, like, what do we do with the Clemson team that maybe lost without Trevor Lawrence? Is that an injury thing or not?
Mina, are you intrigued?
Oh, CC, I'm very intrigued. I was watching the game where Clemson was up by so much, they brought him in garbage time. And let me tell you, that is a terrifying sight for the rest of college football. Like, oh, right, Trevor Lawrence is going to the NFL next year. Here comes the quarterback who's the size of Cam Newton, has the arm of Brett Favre. And as you saw, just did this after running, which is not something you usually see quarterbacks do and is a terrifying sight.
My father fills up that guayabera so much, so much better than Mina does. Mina's flexing in a guayabera, and it looks like she's wearing an aqua shower curtain.
Sunday at 4:25 p.m. Eastern, 49ers and Seahawks.
Mina had a hearty lunch. She seems to have expanded some during the taping of this show. Her Seahawks, they were not so good last week. Russell Wilson, her beloved Russell Wilson. Let's check out him being bad.
Really?
Yes.
Oh!
But this is, I mean, are we going to focus on that instead of DK Metcalf making this incredible play?
I hate that we didn't focus. I hate that we didn't focus on Buda Baker for making that exceptional play. So unfair to him.
It really is. I don't need to relive this.
Whoa, I forgot about that.
Oh, come on.
Forgot about that.
No.
This was bad.
Pablo, are you intrigued here?
I am very intrigued, but that's not even my favorite Russell Wilson clip.
Oh!
Wow. Come on!
Why didn't they run the ball?
Stunning.
At this point, it's just cliche.
Why didn't they run the ball?
I'm stunned that he picked that ball off. That was amazing. Way to go, Malcolm Butler. Mina, are you intrigued? This isn't one you want me to punt to you for football analysis. You don't want to talk about this one. We could just go on and end the show. You don't want to talk, right, about this one?
I mean, I'm committed to my character, so TC, I'm very intrigued. I'm also obviously actually intrigued by this football game, but honestly, Pablo, really throwing. Yeah, I just want to say something.
What are you doing? Uh-oh.
What's happening?
The Malcolm Butler interception at this point, it's getting a little tired, frankly.
Hold on. I'm getting a call. I'm sorry. Hold on.
What do you mean?
You want to see it? You want to see the clip again?
No, nobody.
Oh, Jesus. My father's calling in on the banana. My father, Mina, my
Yeah, Poppy,
father's
we're
got,
playing it. Yeah, we're playing
Mina,
it now,
my
Poppy.
father's got some more for you here.